Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero and welcome back to Deathmark. Previously we completed Chapter 4, and now we're on to the final main chapter of the game. I decide to rest now. It's been nearly a day since we found Mary. We're like a boat adrift in the ocean without a compass to guide us. Who knows where the currents will take us? Will we find salvation at the end? Hey, Mr. Yashiki. Looks like we wasted a whole day. It's gonna be like this every day. If you're done checking in here, why wouldn't we take a look outside? Mary said unnecessary contact with outsiders could speed up the Mark's curse. If we're losing more memories, I'm not sure I'll be able to function. For the past 10 days, the only other person I've spoken to is the convenience store clerk. It was the convenience store clerk! They're the guilty party! Ah yes, the mark of the 7-Eleven. Ah, that explains why we've only had TV dinners and snack food to eat. But sitting and waiting isn't going to accomplish anything. I'd rather not wind up forgetting my own name like you. Not that I completely believe that curse ring is real. She raises her voice to hide how it shakes. She's still stubbornly sticking to her denial of the existence of spirits in the mark. But I know she's already accepted it. After all, she went through it herself last night. Ghosts and curses don't exist. Why'd this have to happen to me? Calm down. Hiro is startled at the sudden knock. A visitor in the middle of the night. I don't need Mary to know it's a mark bearer. Who's our final mark bearer? Sorry to impose on you so late. Interesting. A tall, thin man walks in. His skin is white as a sheet and dark circles nearly swallow his eyes. It's almost like a dead person stands before us. At our house? You're Yashiki and Hiro, right? I heard about you and the mark from Yasuoka before I came here. Something about a Misu, too. Sounds like you had a rough night. He seems to know Yasuoka. Maybe she's following through on her promise to send him to help us. Well, let's get the introductions done. I'm Shuji Daimon. I think you can guess my occupation. Wearing this thing means I don't have to explain. Thank goodness. He gestures to the stethoscope around his neck. That's like airplane level. Or like they go around asking, are you a doctor? And the guy has a stethoscope while he's sitting in the plane. What kind of business brings a doctor like you here? Daimon's eyes flicker over at the suspicion in Hiro's tone. No need to be so sensitive. I have the cursed scar, same as you. The mark. He unbuttons his shirt to reveal a familiar mark on the left side of his chest. Ooh, right over the heart? Well, not really the real heart location, but symbolically anyway. It just suddenly appeared one day. Though to be honest, I never thought it happened to me. Maybe it's punishment for being stupidly curious about it. Curious? Did you know about the mark before Yasuoka told you about it? Yeah, that's right. There was mention of a strange scar on my grandpa's records as a military physician. I did some personal research. A military physician's record would mean they'd be from the Second World War. More than 50 years ago. But that doesn't add up. Rumors of the mark only started about a month ago now. Maybe everyone died before they could spread the rumor. If it was mentioned in those records, the rumors would be much older. There's a reason for that. Patients with the symptoms were kept in a secret army laboratory. After the war, all top-secret documents related to the lab were burned, except the clinical records I found. A secret lab, huh? That's kind of hard to believe. You mean that thing that's under the road? Dr. Diamond, you don't mean to say the mark was used as some sort of biological weapon? Every country had at least one or two soldiers who were divinely possessed. People only called gods when they're in trouble. It was the end of the war, and they were backed in a corner. How unscientific. Don't you think so, Mr. Yashiki? Oh my god. Some Metal Gear kind of secret weapon. We're gonna harvest ghosts. And we're just gonna ghostbuster other nations to win wars. We can't deny it's possible. What? Are you serious? I can see why Yasuoka gave you a stamp of approval. The way you consider every possibility is indeed admirable. That open-mindedness must allow you to face the supernatural. However, it's hard to picture the mark being used as a weapon. It seems the 13th Army Engineering Lab was developing something. It was called the Cannon Soldier. Cannon Soldier? That makes you think of the Bodavista Cannon. 50 years ago, and the Buddha statues. It can't be. No, it's even worse. They're harvesting Buddhas. If we harvest enough Buddhas, we can make a cursed weapon. Dr. Diamond, where's that lab? Unfortunately, I have no idea. Sorry. The documents my grandfather kept don't give any details about it. I see. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. That 13th Army Engineering Lab. It's a shelter Zukawa went to. She pulls out her old map. I'd want to keep it secret, but as I'd rather not die from this mark, I'll tell you. This shows the entrances to the 13th Army Engineering Lab. Whoa, are you serious? In his excitement, he starts coughing. My apologies. Where did you get that hero? My grandfather passed 6 months ago. We were sorting his belongings. Isn't the idea of a secret lab just fascinating? So I thought I'd look into it. And then Mrs. Uzukawa stole it. I accidentally let it slip to her. She loves strange experiments like that, so it probably stuck with her. I thought as much so. Whatever turned her into a monster is down in that secret lab. That's a pretty unscientific line of reasoning. Using the occult to turn yourself into a monster is utter nonsense. But if there's a scientific method behind it, I'll have to consider it. I suppose that's just how she is. Was your grandfather involved in the lab in some way, hero? He could have been. All I know, he was an engineer with the rank of captain. Wait, hold on. You're both grandchildren of people involved in the engineering lab. And now both of you have the mark. Yes, that would be correct. That and odd lab coats are probably all Hiro and I have in common. But when we understand people with the mark appeared in the secret lab 50 years ago, there might be something there that will help us find the truth behind the curse. That's also the origin of the Cannon Soldier. And it reminds me of the statue. It traces Miss Zu in the shelter. They all might be connected to the Buddha statues that were stolen from the ancient shrine. Now, if you don't know Buddhism much, Canon is kind of... Oh, I suppose I'm using another Buddhist term to replace a Buddhist term. But the Guanyin and Canon are kind of interchangeable. That's a case of like a deity kind of switching up names and kind of origins and everything else by nation jumping. So, Canon's usually a mercy goddess, or god. It kind of switches around, depending, like I said, once again, the nation. So, I'm not sure why it'd be a soldier, but we'll see. Canon's also sometimes referred to as Asian Mary, to make a comparison to Christianity. Dr. Diamond gave us a lot of info. We'll have to thank Yasuoka for introducing him to us. The fates are indeed mysterious. Dr. Diamond, will you help us? Yes, of course. Just don't expect anything physical. Are you sick? You don't look so well. Yes, something like that. I don't practice what I preach. His dry laugh sounds like he's deflecting. He's abnormally thin for a man his age. It's possible that he's gravely ill. So we're heading to the shelter. About that. We were stopped from going further by a locked door. That strange old man was there too. I doubt he'll cooperate with us, so it'll be difficult to break in from there. Where did you enter the shelter? A manhole in Kamiimachi North Road. I see. She opens a map and studies it. Is it an alternate route? You're right, it enters us there. But there seems to be one in the other one. It's at Emno South Alley. Have you tried going there? No, not yet. Then let's go there. Hopefully we can get in. Check that bag. Same profile. Decided to become a doctor because of his army physician grandfather. He currently works at a clinic in H City. His reputation suffers due to his dry bedside manner. But he's very skilled. Rumor says his health is failing too. You're like a mixture. I think of Dr. House, but since this is Japanese, it would be I forgot the name of the doctor. The cliche manga doctor is the one that has like a scar across the face. Yasuoka sent a new mark bearer, Daimon, to the mansion. He talks about a mysterious being called the Cannon Soldier he learned about from clinical records during War II. Those documents also mention a scar similar to the mark. Everyone who had to work in a specific army research facility. They were developing the Cannon Soldier there at the end of the war. I don't really know what the Cannon Soldier is, but if everyone involved in the research got the mark, then I can't help but think they were trying to make a spear into a weapon. But why would Daimon, the grandson of a researcher and hero, granddaughter of a lab engineer, suddenly get the mark now? Did the soldier's curse spread to descendants or something? And then there's that 13th Army Engineering Lab. Hiro agrees to tell us more about it. Road map is of that lab, the same underground shelter we broke into earlier. The key to Tsukawa's transformation and stone statues is likely there, so we'll have to go back again. The map shows another entrance on Emno South Alley. Let's try looking around there this time. your thing is just you cough. Okay. We reach Emno South Alley. Like the North Road, it's silent and empty. It's hard to believe a lab entrance is on a residential street like this. In any case, we should look around. Lab entrance here? There are traces of the name of the store up on the roof. It looks like it's closed now. There's a manhole. Unlike Kamiimachi, this road only has one. It definitely looks suspicious. The manhole lid has a place to grip it, just like the one at Kamiimachi. This has to be it. Still, this is strange. Why does the public have any idea about this underground shelter? You'd think the sewer department would at least. Conspiracy. A reasonable conclusion. We can assume all info in this place is being concealed by someone. It'd be trouble if it were made public, huh? And it's people who used to be involved. Yes, some are still alive today. A certain city representatives used to be my grandfather's colleague. The Kujos may not be innocent either. Were they involved somehow? Oh, you don't know. After the war, the Kujo head was prohibited from public service. It was because he assisted the army in some manner. So he could have been involved with the lab. If I had to make a guess, this manhole's a Pandora's box for any dignitary with a damaged reputation. I wonder what secrets we'll find. Still, you know a lot about it, considering. I'm interested in the lab myself, though not as much as Hiro is. I've already done some research. But this being such an important secret place isn't a little too easy to get into. True, they're not guarding it. The lid could have originally been locked or bolted shut somehow. This Miss Zhu might have done away with the restraints. I let the lid musty smell greets me. Considering we saw a lot of hair, I wonder if the last ghost is gonna be kind of the long-haired, cliche Japanese ghost. But I'm imagining maybe because of a soldier vibe, it's gonna be like kind of puppetry, like a weird puppet chimera. Kind of like Mary, actually. But more evil-looking. This smells familiar. Like the ever entrance, the hole goes deep. Thankfully, there's a ladder here, too. This reminds me when I was a kid. Let's get going, Yashiki. Diamond and I descend to the dark world hidden beneath H City. What awaits us down in that darkness? Will we find the truth we're seeking? Or hell smeared with blood? Man, I'm already creeped out. That's such a vague opening. Oh great, there's random propaganda noise, atmospheric stuff. The sight that greets us at the bomb is the same as what we saw at Keimichi. The looming concrete walls and suffocating stagnant air. We weren't wrong to assume that two places are connected. This is not a place where someone bad lungs like me should be. And is that an army song? Hearing that, I feel worse. It's been 50 years, so there's no way a radio phonograph is still playing. Something supernatural has to be at work. It's so easy to fall back and blame things on supernatural now. I've gotten too used to this occult world. I see. I don't have any spiritual powers, so that kind of thing is beyond me. If you say so, then I believe you. It's bloodstained. There's an area within the stain that is a lighter color than the rest. Feel. Run my fingers over and realize that something is stuck to the floor. I keep scratching until it starts to crease and I manage to pull it up off the floor. But a worn-out talisman. Oh, it's gonna be something useful, like money. I'm trying to think like... No. Go back the other way first. Boy, it's a convoluted thing. Keep going the wrong way. Since the direction's all weird. It's a thick iron door. The keyhole isn't rusted. I could open if I had the key. Alright. So we gotta get a key. What? It's being flown swiftly down the pipes. What? Oh god, it's that cliche scream. Or laugh forever. You just flush a ghost down? I suppose it's only fitting the final chapter's a maze. Right back to the dungeon crawling routes. The dried blood has blackened on the floor. There's quite a lot. Whoever left it probably died. I peek into the waterway and see something floating. I reach for it as I hold onto the edge. Somehow manage to grab it. Another talisman. Uh-oh. Left. Dead end. Maybe literal. It looks like this is a dead end. Yeah. No, I see a door. Looks like there's only a wall ahead, but... a breeze. I feel a draft coming from in front of us. But all that's there is a wall. It's clearly a fake wall, but I'm not seeing a highlight for it. So probably like we have to come back here later. Hello? There's a pitch black stains. It's just Chris's blood. Seems so. Nice reference, by the way. Still, there's entirely too much of it. It's like a blood bag burst. But did that everything bother you too? Of course it bothers me. I imagine we're on the same page. Looks like something was posted here. There's a clearly defined clean space on the wall and something had been there. It looks like they avoided being sprayed with blood because something was originally posted here. Some kind of poster or bulletin. There's unfortunately no way to know. Feel. Seems to be old blood. Crackles, breaks off, and flakes when I run my fingers over it. Don't have any tools. At least the music is gone. Air in this room is musty. At first glance, I'd say it's part of a medical facility. It looks like an operating room. And the smell must be... Oh, there it is. Yasuki, sorry, but could you shine the light over there? I shine the flashlight as directed, and find a corpse. Diamond crouches down and begins to study it. Well, it's pretty old. You might be better off having an archaeologist and anthropologist look at this. Diamond skillfully examines the body. Looks like this whole place went umbrella organization. Clearly things did not work out as they planned. When they're done, they stand up again. The corpse is odd. Extremely odd. The cervical vertebrae is severed, but the cut's a mess. Some kind of small bladed object did it most likely. That clearly wasn't cut off a surgical tool. I cannot even imagine why anyone would do something so cruel. Oh, we know why. The head was severed with a tool, It's too old. The corpse isn't enough. Someone should have left behind records. It might be wise to search the room. Yeah, good idea. Oh! The research lab looks more like an operating room. The state it's in suggests that inhumane experiments took place here. I'd really like to leave this place, but we need to thoroughly check for any documents or tools left behind. Hatred clogs the air here, making it more dangerous than any of the other places we've been. We could be attacked at any time, we must be prepared. I have a feeling we are going to be attacked. It's a well-built metal cabinet. Whatever's inside should be intact. I open the door, a cloud of dust flies up and blocks my vision. A notebook with a black cover is left inside. Experimental Unit Correspondence Code. It seems to be a document about cryptograms. Inside it says... Canon, Weapons Code Name. Heavenly Buddha, Project's Code Name. Soul, Human Heads Using Materials. It looks like Wamban code is similar to Morse. It looks like it's been a number of years since this person died. The dried skin gives the appearance of a mummy. The cut by neck is jagged and must have been covered with some kind of tool. Nothing's inside the metal cabinet. I open it and search inside. I found a notebook titled Research Records and a small gun. Nice. The notes have deteriorated, but I can just make out what they say. 70th. Next experiment, Oscar statue. Male body and female head. Success. Then, supernatural phenomena. Spirit. Frequent. Hard continuing experiments. That's all it says. Got research records 2 and palm pistol. It seems to be a record of the experiments performed here. How fascinating. I think we're done here. The song's starting to really grate on me. Make it right. Feel draft come from the wall. It's impossible, but it still concerns me. I'm getting turned around. Okay. So here's the other split. We make... No, let's go forward. We'll go straight down later. When I step into view of an iron door that appears before me, the air clearly shifts. Goosebumps rise. A presence is approaching. There's an incessant beeping like from a telegraph. Oh god. What do I do? Freeze. I freeze in place. Oh great. Or, oh die. The beeping becomes gradually louder, almost as if it's trying to tell me something. That Morse. The sequence just keeps repeating. This code, what in the world does it mean? It was just a shot in the dark. I didn't pay attention to that previous note enough. The darkness tightens around my throat like a noose. Without oxygen, my brain instantly shuts down. I don't even know what killed us. Okay. So they actually let you run from that one, which is interesting, because I know that you might need to research a little bit. One bullet, huh? Here we go. Weapon code name. Heavenly and there's Soul. Alright. I get the gist of which each one is. Let's go back. In a quiet voice. Point to your soul. The beeping suddenly stops. Survived. Seriously. Amazing. A real supernatural event. Diamond seems pleased. Glad you enjoyed it. If we didn't die. At least in this universe, anyway. I'm sure this will happen again, but there's no way to tell him that. Is it safe now? Yeah, probably. Then let's keep moving. They're pitch black stains. The stains seem to be old blood. It crackles and breaks on the flakes. It's set up the same way as that operating room. This place may have been used for the same experiments. I hope they'll experiment notes. Now let's get searching. Whoa, 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 ah! I can tell what was used in here. Looks like it's been a number of years since this person died. The dried skin gives the appearance of a mummy. The cut by neck is jagged and must have been cut with some kind of tool. Chainsaw? The cabinet. I open it and search around. I find bells attached to a handle and a notebook with a black cover. A Miko wand? It's titled Disposal Vat Management Record. I flip the cover open. Dispose 200 super dimension suddenly iron door half spiritualized. This was just the SCP facility. That's what this was. Hypothesized focus mystical forces need sacred object to erase. Safety valve release code diamond. There's nothing else written. Kagura Suzu bells. Disposal vat management record. What in the world are these notes going on about? Disposal, half spiritualization. I don't understand half of these words. Plus those bells I found don't fit this place at all. I close the notebook and put it in my bag. Just then, something tangles around my hand. Whoop! Huh? It's a thin thread. It seems to be human hair. Cannon. It glitters pale gold in the light. What? The mark starts sucking at my blood. I ignore it and instead stare at the shining hair, as if it being pulled in. It's odd, but I get the real feeling that this moment, no, it's here, this place. I have been here before. Lore. The mark's colors grew more vivid. Early dawn, a few hours until left until death closes in. Someone mumbles right next to me. Wait, that's not someone else, that's my own voice. As I thought, it's here. The words pour out from deep inside. I have absolutely no knowledge or control over them. Memories that aren't mine, words and feelings I couldn't possibly know are all falling from my lips. Check the disposal vat. It must be behind that wall. I felt weird when standing in front of that wall. All the marks are our fault. We dug too deep, too greedy. Yashiki. What's this all of a sudden? The instant Diamond speaks, a voice stops. It's nothing. You remember at the very beginning of the game when I mentioned that the whole naming thing was quirky and it's going to be used as some kind of Kojima twist? Because there was no other reason to do that. Because this doesn't seem like the type of game you really self-insert in. Just wait for it. You wait for it. Wait till when that comes up. I just remembered something important. Are you honestly alright? Those are some rather odd mumbles. I'm fine, really. Just spaced out for a bit. For better or worse, Diamond didn't clearly hear what I was saying. Still though, that voice. Could it be that? My old self, the one I lost along my memories, was talking to me. The feeling I got when I saw that golden hair. Maybe that's what triggered it. I haven't heard that other guiding voice for a while now. I guess all I can do is rely on my old self. The disposal vat beyond the wall. The voice said to find that. We know where it is. That one wall that we felt like had a breeze. I search the ones that are open. I find a notebook titled Research Records and Army Short Sword. The letters in the notebook have faded, but I can still read it. The experiment miraculously succeeded. This is divine protection. The Ashura statue. Donated from H Shrine. Created by the Line statue makers. Kujo. Using chisel donated by same family severed head. Tool the giver becomes the key. Finally our dearest wish. There's nothing else written. Got Research Records 1. Projectile short sword. It mentions a chisel. Does it mean those used for sculpting? Yeah, most likely. Ah, yeah. Because during the Bride chapter, when we asked about the Buddha head, see, it mentioned like, oh, haven't you stolen enough? So yeah, we stole it. It's hard to believe, but did they actually use that to sever the heads? It's unbelievable doing something like that. Open the wire mesh door and peek inside, but I don't see anything. I go to close the door and see a paper stuck to the backside. Talisman. Press save. So the only way we haven't gone is the left. And we have a door. It may be locked. It's a figure out a door. Key holes and rust that could open it if I had the key. Okay. So we went into these areas in the right order. Now we make a left here. Go Norfolk Intersection and... Now you notice it. And now only have a door is flickering... Wait a minute, I thought it was gonna be a fake door. No, this is a ghost door. That means the ghost phone booth could be real. An outline of a door is flickering faintly in the wall ahead of us. Hey, look at that. Huh. What? Are you seeing odd things again? You can't see it. Unfortunately, no. Looks like Diamond can't see the door. Well, that's a spiritual. My mouth begins bumbling words that I don't recognize all on its own. Pose the spiritual with spiritual. If you touch it with a tool that honors the gods. The Miko's staff. The flow of words out my mouth stops. Touch it with a tool that honors the gods. He has really low spirit power too, see? We find documents in Kagura Suzabel in the cabinet. The file says something odd. Spiritualize the door, released with sacred object. The Kagura Suzabel is probably considered one. Also, the safety valve release password is Diamond. I'm bothered by a thin blonde hair found between the pages. The moment I wonder if a foreigner was here. Foreigner? I hear a voice saying, check the disposal vat. What the? It's not the usual whisper in my ear, it's my own voice. I have no control of my mouth as it moves on its own. Are the fragments of my memory causing this? It keeps going. It's probably behind that wall, so weird it's like I have some kind of special power. There's a passage beyond the intersection that looks like a dead end. An iron door flickers in and out, and for whatever reason I'm the only one who can see it. I can't believe this. Do I really have some sort of spiritual power? Oppose the spiritual with the spiritual? So do I have to use a sacred object? Or maybe sacred objects are effective against spiritual beings. Better remember that. I would hope a sacred object is effective against spiritual beings. Short sword. Sword blade? Huh. 753, I'll just call it Miko Bell. Miku Miku Reimu! I take out the Kagura Suzu bell. It's just touching okay. No, have to... Strange words spill from my lips again. It's the priestess's tool. If a man displays spiritual power, it will be destroyed, so touch it silently. I have his questions, but I have no choice but to trust the other of me. I touch the bells to the door carefully, making sure not to make any noise. I should maybe have brought the other character. Well, I mean, it worked anyway. The next instant, the door physically appears. What? Wait, I'm not hallucinating, am I? I'm completely shocked. What magic did you conjure to do this? It just felt like it was the right thing to do. But I stare at the door. I sense an alarming presence. According to my own voice, if I can call it that, the disposal vat is beyond this door. I found some documents about it in the room with the open operating table. It might be good to look through those. Let's be careful. That place is giving me a bad feeling. Yep. There's gonna be a live or die in there. I push open the iron door and we head inside. Statues. Whoa. This is amazing. On the other side of the door is a large empty area reminiscent of a vault. Is this a disposal vat? It should be, but it's not quite what I expected. Something's on the ground. Looks like a sword. Rusted army sword. I take what Diamond picked up. I shine the flashlight around the area. Are these heads of Buddha statues? They're kind of just scattered around. This might be a garbage dump. Just then. What? Huh? A sound that goes off something heavy moving and suddenly the room is lit with a pale light. I have a rather bad feeling. Let's get out of here for now. I try to open the door to get out, but it's locked. Impossible. A cutting coldness invades and envelops my feet. It's a trap! My head steps up and I see water pouring through like a giant waterfall. The water! And we got Indiana Jones. It's ice cold. A polar bear swim is not something I ever want to do. It quickly rises to our knees. I can't even feel my feet anymore. Water underground. We have to get out of here. We'll die of hypothermia. Among other things like drowning. Live or die. I have to remember. What was written in those documents about the disposal van? All seen near the Buddha heads. Touch the diamond. I touch the diamond on her hot head. There's a heavy shudder and the sound of movement, and the pooling water suddenly starts sweeping in one direction, down into a drain. Whoa! It's pulling us in! Survived! Or did you? When I open my eyes, all I see is darkness. I quickly lift my head and rub my eyes. My vision slowly comes back. This is an intersection in the underground shelter. Looks like we were drained out with the water and flushed down a pipe. We were lucky. I very nearly breathe a sigh of relief, but then I remember Diamond. That's right, where's Diamond? No need to be so worried. Oh, so it's you. It's been a while, you sneaky intruder. Said old man I met in the passageway beneath Manhole Street. I tried asking about Diamond, but my jaw is nearly locked and my voice is gone. Don't try to talk just yet. The water here comes straight from the mountain range, so it's deadly cold. You were submerged in it for near an hour, so you'll be slow in your words for a while. Relax, relax, your friend's fine. So you, got someone to go back to? I nod as I groan. The old man's face brightens like the sun. Well, that's great. Not that I'm demanding a reward for saving you or anything. But I am pretty darn hungry. The man eyes me and smiles sharp. New party member gained. We get in the car, and even though it's the wrong season for it, I turn the heat on full blast. We dry off with towels and like, but it doesn't stop our shivering for a long time. While this is going on, the old man... Ew, it's hot. And I open a window. He's blatantly fanning himself in front of us. Okay, yes, the way we owe him our lives, but even so he's being a pain. Hang in there a little while longer. Diamond shudders. You can see us shivering, can't you? How selfish can you get? It was an honest question, and it probably sucks for him, but we still keep the car like a sauna. After driving like that for a while, our teeth finally stopped chattering. The man's name was Banshee Ito. Interesting name. That's how he introduced himself. That obviously isn't his real name. As he sits next to me, Banshee gives off a savory smell, like freshly baked bread. It kind of cheers me up. Or at least it does for a few moments until I realize it's a stench of dried filth. So, Banshee, what were you doing in a place like that? Banshee remains silent. Are you listening to me? Don't feel up talking to me yet. I'll tell you in exchange for food. I shouldn't be surprised. Life's rough. Wait, that should be my question. What were you two doing down there? It's a long story. I summarize everything we know about spirits and the mark until I catch up to when we met him in the underground shelter. So that's how it is, huh? He nods vigorously to himself. I wonder if you truly understand, old man. Diamond's doubts are reasonable, but Banshee waves a hand dismissively. Of course I do. Who do you think I am? A terrible grudge is mucking up the underground shelter. And you guys are wrapped up in it now. This story suddenly sounds fishy. A grudge. Banshee, do you know what happened down there? I said I'm not talking about that yet. I was born into a normal family, so I've always had the ability to see things others can't. I stake my name Banshee Ito on it. You can trust me. There's a terrible grudge swirling there, and you guys swept up in it. Is there nothing to base his claims on, but I get the feeling he's on the right track. In that case, oh noble Lord Banshee, would you tell us, how do we overcome that whirlpool? Banshee replies with a magnanimous flourish. That should be obvious. Whirlpools always have a center. You gotta find that. The center. That swirling grudge and the spirit thing. Is that what you call it? The birth of the spirit, the heart of the curse. Something like that should be left within that there swirling grudge. If you look for that, I'm sure, then... He trails off. He gazes at the dark road, his mouth hanging open. It's like he's run out of batteries. Then what? What will happen? The black sky suddenly goes on forever before Banshee's eyes. I wonder if Banshee is someone connected somehow. Not to the mark, but to the Cujo. Everyone's a Cujo. Oh, that reminds me, Yashiki. Banshee calls out as soon as we enter the garage. Take this. It's just a little symbol of our friendship. Underground shelter key. I can get one of those doors. It's just a key for the underground shelter. Found it when I was popping in and out from that place. Held on to it. I'll let it to you for now, Yoshiki. He just picked it up. Why is he acting like it's a favor? I have no reason to refuse him. Thanks, I'll borrow it. Hiro walks up to us. Oh, welcome back. Learned anything? Diamond butts in before I can speak. Wait a second. You're not really considering... You haven't fallen for that suspicious old man's story, have you? Wow, that's rude. If you want my opinion, a snotty punk like you should be trusted even less. Of course, Yashiki. You believe me, right? Yeah. That's my good pal, Yashiki, for you. Well, I suppose if you're fine with it, then I won't worry about it. Anyway, changing the subject. Good grief, can we just move on from talking about this? Banshee, you're hungry, right? The dining room should have something. Food! Banshee bolts out of the garage and vanishes into the mansion. Hiro gives me an exasperated look. Not our microwave food? Mr. Yashiki, you've got a crazy one in your hands this time. To appease the starving man, she offered him some cup noodles and sweet buns. That's not food, that's junk food. I guess it's good enough. The epitome of hunger, he greedily began scarfing down like a starving dog. That was enough for 10 people. He devours all of it, and I'm reminded of a high-powered vacuum cleaner.
Excellent!
Huh! Got you not too far off to what I thought you sounded like. I haven't been this full in forever. Ah, glad to hear. Mind answering some questions? Why were you down in that shelter? Well, that's an easy one. Because it's my home. What? Been living there ever since I found it 10 years ago. It's not too shabby a place. Keeps me out of the rain and no damn brats messing with me. Though it gets a mite cold in the winter. I don't know how to respond to that. Your own timeline seemed to be the same. It was a paradise for me because no one knows about it. Until a widow showed up 6 months ago. Some woman doused in perfume. It was winter and I don't like stirring up trouble, so I just stayed away. It must have been Tsukawa. I nod. That's my fault as well. That was a month ago. I figured she must have up and left, so I went back. But now there's something stranger. Which was... that walking Buddha statue! I know I'm pretty out there, but even I was shocked by that. So it really is a cannon. Wow. I even got this weird scar. Banshee removes his scar, revealing the mark on his neck. You may not believe this, but that statue gave you that scar. I figured it was a cannon soldier after all. The cannon soldier? How do you know that name? Some document I saw had it. It was an old plan to make a Buddha statue move with supernatural powers. They're trying to create the dang things from Gads. A Heavenly Buddha Project weapon. Are you nuts? Spirit powers making something move. That's insane. What was the supernatural Super Buddha gonna do? Fight Goku? And no, I don't mean the Dragon Ball Goku, by the way. Now, hero, calm down. Those documents that you found, are they still around? Nope, I burnt them for warmth. And a delicious roasted potato, too. How could you? Maybe take your own advice, Dr. Diamond. My measure of common sense seems to be rather different than this strange old man's. It's fine. My noggin works different from most people. I got it all memorized. As you say, just tell us. We need to know about that project. The Heavenly Buddha Project was the pet project of some general at the end of the war. So they built that shelter for it. Ta-da! The 13th Army Engineering Lab. To make the cannon soldier thing, they did tests on Buddha statues. They were brought from some shrine or something somewhere. That must be a shrine. They had a bunch of stuff to infuse the statues with supernatural power. There was a monk from Tea Mountain. Spiritual travelers from all over. But no one thought anything actually come from it. The project was just an excuse to keep that fanatical general busy. At least it was supposed to be. But one day the statue started moving. It went berserk throughout the lab and went crazy on a ton of people. The bloodstains and old corpses in the shelter are probably the victims. Some people survived, but they had red bite-like marks on them. The thing went and wrecked the place and it stopped and never moved again. No one knows what even triggered it. God, it's worse than we thought. Not only did they commit sacrilegion and, desecrate a temple. Well, a shrine, anyway. They then tried to harness a sacrilegious power and created the embodiment of heavenly hate that acted appropriately. That's about everything it said. Hero and Diamond are as white as sheet. Or as white as their suits. I probably am too. It's a hard story to believe, but he has no reason to lie to us. I think he speaks the truth. What? Are you kidding me? A statue going around killing people and cursing them? Impossible. Then how do you explain the mark on his neck? Logic would dictate that the moving statue you saw was the cannon soldier. The dormant soldier suddenly starts moving after 50 years. That might be the cause of mine and Hero's marks. So you went down there. So we probably went down there and we activated the soldier. And that's what triggered everyone getting marks again, I'm assuming. What if you flip that though? Both of your grandpas got the mark from the cannon soldier. When the soldier stopped moving, the marks disappeared. Well, if we started up again, you got them because you're the descendants. If that's true, then the children inherit their parents' fate. Hero Kenton must have any kind of counter-argument. I think she's in shock. I want to ask you something, old man. You say the cannon soldier stopped moving 50 years ago. But why? I think it was some spiritual person used a thingamajig to do something. The Miko staff. So you have no idea. It's the most important part. Try to remember. It's not that easy, son. The mark might have made me forget. Taking his age into account is more likely just completely slipped his mind. It seems we must defeat the cannon soldier to be free of our marks. We'll have to figure it out on our own. If you can't be of more help. You seem a pro at this, Yashiki. We'll be relying on you. I don't have spiritual powers or anything. Or do we? Because you've already faced down 4 different spirits, haven't you? A normal person would never have survived. Now that he says it, I guess he's right. I have been hearing a mysterious voice a few times, having weird premonitions. I even caught myself unconsciously talking when we were down in the shelter. So what are you folks gonna do now? Good question. All of the above. Let's investigate the soldier in the shelter. We'll need to do something about that to get rid of your marks. If I'm descended from someone on the project, then mine might disappear too. I guess we're going back in then. Hero's still kind of sulking, but she's at least recovered from the shock. We all share the same fate. It's too late to try to run away. Yep, you should find it there. The heart of everything that's causing the curse. Even that to stop the cannon soldier. That's what my gut's telling me. What are you going to do then? I'm full now, so I'm gonna go take a nap in the park nearby. I'll send and wait until you fellas do something about that soldier. Wait just a minute, you old fart. Didn't we just say that it's too late to run away? Okay, I get it. Well, you folks did feed me, so I guess I can help out. New info was added to Spirit File, the underground shelter's inhabitant other. Excellent! Really high spirit power. Are you just a normal old guy? I think you're a little mysterious. Man, it's really sad that Mary's gone. Kuko man living in the underground shelter, he's read from nearly all noble documents left there and seems to be knowledgeable about them. He claims to have spiritual powers and truly does seem to see spiritual things. See, someone we make out of the freezing water trap at the disposal van returned to the mansion of a strange homeless man calling himself Banshee Ito. He's been living in that shelter and he has surprising info. He says he saw Zokawa going in and out and saw a Buddha statue walking around. He tells us some research documents he had to burn for warmth. He detailed something called the Heavenly Buddha Project. Some mumbo-jumbo about using spiritual power to make a statue into a weapon. They gathered numerous sacred objects, including a massive number of statues from the shrine in each city. There was no way it'd work. The war was almost over, but it moved. The spirit weapon named the Cannon Soldier moved. The soldier went berserk in the shelter and killed people. Those who escaped had a scar, most likely the mark. What's alarming though hard to believe is the walking statue Banshee saw, and that's when he got the mark. Which means the Cannon Soldier's moving once more. It might be why Diamond and Hero, descendants of those involved, now have the mark as well. It's unclear what made the soldier move, past or present, but we have to find a way to stop it. Maybe there are records of how they stopped it 50 years ago. Banshee doesn't remember. Only that some person with spiritual power used me to do something. I guess all we can do is search the shelter. I have to trust both my past and present self.